The food production system remains one of the biggest challenges for sustainable development that must be solved to eradicate food insecurity and extreme poverty. In spite of the efforts to produce food, enough to feed the global population, there remain people who face uncertainties about their ability to obtain food. Experts have suggested that improved rice varieties could be one of the efforts to mitigate this global challenge. And indeed, the dissemination of improved rice varieties could contribute significantly to achieving food security and reducing poverty in sub-Saharan Africa. Already, Nigeria is enjoying the support of African Agricultural Technology Foundation to develop new variety of rice seedlings. The new variety to be produced, experts say, will be drought and salt tolerant with enhanced nitrogen. The research commenced in 2013 and has reached an advanced stage with field trial taking place in Badegi and Mokwa in Niger State, north-central Nigeria. Now, researchers from Kenya have joined their counterparts in Nigeria to review the progress of the rice production initiative. The question, however, is how many households and individuals will be impacted by the initiative? What is the implication of the improved rice varieties on food security? Well, experts are already in the studio to provide answers. Welcome to Nigeria Today. I am Victor Azo. And joining me to speak on new varieties of rice and food security is Dr. Kayode Sani, African Agricultural Technology Foundation, Rice Project Manager. Welcome to Nigeria Today.
Thank you, Victor.
And also joining us is Dr. Bashir Mohammed, Principal Investigator, Newest Rice Project, National Cereal Research Institute, NCRI, Badegi. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now let's get the ball rolling. What is it about the new varieties of rice? What do they bring to the dining tables, by the way?
Thank you very much, Victor. The new variety we are talking about is a variety that is going to enable the farmers to produce rice in an area where there is low nitrogen for production under the upland conditions for now.
Okay.
And when you look at the rice production in Africa generally, and coming down to Nigeria in particular, one of the biggest challenge under that condition, which is the upland condition, is nutrient availability. And there's a lot of depletion which has happened over the years in our soil due to consistent usage for production of different crops. And one of the major nutrients is nitrogen. And nitrogen from the study has really been depleting from the soil on a yearly basis. Okay. About 4.4 tons of nitrogen depletes per year across Africa. And when you come to Nigeria, more than 30% of the rice production ecology in Nigeria is upland. That is rice that is grown under the normal condition where you can grow your maize and grow other crops. As a result of that, the African Agricultural Technology Foundation, in collaboration with the National Crop Cereals Research Institute based in Badegi, have come together with other partners, both local and international partners, to develop these varieties which have been enhanced or improved with the ability to utilize and maximize the nitrogen available in the soil. And that is just one of the product pipeline. The second product pipeline is the one which has the ability to maximize the nitrogen utilization and at the same time be able to survive under drought. And at the end of the day, if there's salinity which is actually encroaching the rice production ecology in Nigeria, then the rice can survive under those three conditions combined. Science have come to the level where we can have those put together in one particular rice, and the farmer, rather than not getting anything, our research have proved that they can get up to 60% of what they are supposed to get, even under normal soil. What does this have to offer to our farmers? The first thing it has to offer to the farmers is considering the cost of fertilizer. A lot of farmers don't have the financial capacity to buy enough fertilizer needed, and at times these fertilizers are not readily available. And when they have the capacity to buy, they overuse the fertilizer because they want some people want a higher yield, and they put excess dosage of the fertilizer.
All right, Dr. Sani, let me put you on hold here. You are already taking us far into the program. Okay. These are areas we will come to at some point.
Thank you
very much indeed for your opening salvo.
Yeah.
But Dr. Mohammed, what is the difference exactly between the known varieties and improved varieties, say in terms of yield and maturity span?
Actually, this variety that we are trying to release to Nigerian farmers is majorly for upland ecology, in which the first speakers have already explained the duly environment that is developed for, that is upland. In Nigeria,
when you say upland, what exactly do you mean for the benefit of the viewer?
Yeah, upland is an environment where you can grow maize, you can also grow yam, and it's not an irrigated environment where water is always available.
Okay.
It's a pure rain-fed environment. So usually most of the varieties so far developed under this ecology hardly give 3 metric tons per hectare.
Okay.
As compared to the lowland, where you can have 8 metric tons per hectare. But with the coming of this project, already so far the experiments we've run identify that this variety can give at least 4 to 5 metric tons per hectare under upland ecology, because it was giving 25 yield advantage over the existing upland materials. So farmers actually were neglecting this upland ecology due to the low yield, the poor soil fertility, and also drought menace.
Which is why I asked what the maturity span is and the yield. How does it differ from the known varieties?
Actually, compared to the existing commercial varieties, the maturity period for this one just range about 90 to 100 days.
Okay.
And it gives you about 4 to 5 metric tons per hectare under good management.
Okay. Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Bashir Mohammed. Let me get back to Dr. Sani. I'm tempted to ask, these improved rice varieties, are they genetically modified?
The improved varieties we are talking about are materials that are genetically modified because research have shown that it's not conventionally possible for us to combine the 3 traits, which is the ability to maximize nitrogen in the soil and also maintain give yield under drought and also be sustainable under salinity condition. Okay. So these were brought together under genetic enhancement in our efforts to actually improve the livelihood of farmers. So it has been improved to get those traits to the farmers.
Now that this is taken care of, how healthy is it rather?
Thank you very much. We have done a lot of safety tests in terms of food safety, and has been approved that it is safe for consumption based on the research conducted in the lab, based on research conducted on the nutrient content, and in comparison to the material itself that was transformed. Actually, the material transformed is Nerica 4, which is a rice that has already been cultivated. So basically it is saved, and this is what we are doing to compile the dossier. Now when I say dossier, the information together and submit to the National Biosafety Management Agency of Nigeria to review and make this publicly available for information.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Nigerian researchers and Kenyan researchers met in Nigeria, we are made to believe, to review the new varieties. What exactly did they find?
So actually the product we are doing is not just for Nigeria.
Okay.
We have for, it's supposed to be cut across Africa, with the pilot countries being Ghana, Nigeria and Uganda. So the people that came together are not just from Kenya and Nigeria alone. We have scientists from Ghana, scientists from Uganda also represented here. And what we have found is that, one, the commodity is safe for consumption. Two, it's going to help to address the issue of depleted soil of nitrogen, and also it's going to allow farmers to at least get a good yield even from the soil that they've thought they are not going to get any yield for. So it can help increase the amount of land that can be used for rice production in the country, and at the end of the time, at the end of the day, enhance the income of the farmer and also contribute to the deficiency in rice. As we all know, rice is a strategic food commodity, and it's important for food security. Currently, Nigeria has improved the productivity through the effort of the government and the Ministry of Agric. However, there's still a deficit of about 1.2 million metric tons, which is a lot of foreign exchange, despite the ban on rice.
Okay. Now, some have also said that the new varieties will help mitigate food insecurity. Now, Dr. Mohammed, how is that possible, considering that rice is not the only food consumed?
Actually, you can see that now farming is a business. Many people are now moving into farming because there is a productivity in it now. So a lot of achievement has been made so far with this present administration, where the federal government is diversifying towards agriculture and rice in particular. So with this higher yielding, you can now see that farmers will now embrace farming activities. More land will be put into production, and other inputs are so much available that will increase the yield of this variety.
And that will guarantee food insecurity. Have you considered that it is not only rice that is consumed by the people?
But actually, rice is one of the stable food crop in Nigeria.
Agreed.
Yeah. And okay, there are other commodities too,
which are not rice. That's why I'm wondering how this is going to lead to food security.
So, Victor, if I can come in.
Okay, but it's okay. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. When we talk of food security, we have to look at it holistically. And when I say holistically, you look at all the crop commodity we have, like cassava, like yam, you have maize. We look at what is the level of deficiency that we have in each of those crops. Okay. For instance, for rice now, we have seen that the rate at which the consumption is growing is higher than the production. As a result of that, there's a big deficit in the what we consume to what we produce. So what we are addressing here is one of the key factors that is going to lead to solving the problem of food insecurity in the country. It's not going to absolutely solve it totally, but it's going to solve the aspect of our own work, which is rice, wherein Nigeria still has a deficit of over 1 million metric tons. That is a huge amount of rice alone. As for rice alone. Okay. So other researchers are addressing the other food commodities, which also have deficit in some level. So that is exactly what we are talking about. By the time you reduce the deficit of rice, you have reduced the level of food insecurity in the country.
All right. So it's going to be efforts put together here and there to arrive at food security. All right, let's take a breather now. So just so we can take an important message, the conversation on new varieties of rice and food security continues when we return. All right, welcome back. The program is Nigeria Today, and we have been discussing new varieties of rice and food security. Gentlemen, nice to know that you are still here with us. Well, in most of the food insecure countries of sub-Saharan Africa, agriculture remains a backbone, contributing significantly, of course, to the economic growth and development, which Dr. Sani alluded to earlier. But Dr. Mohammed, the countries continue to experience low food production and food insecurity. So why is it so?
Yeah, actually, I've said it earlier. We are having so many factors that are making farmers not to go into production, which the present government has addressed.
Okay.
We are having some serious socio-economic factors, environmental factors, which this project is trying to address, like the soil depletion of nitrogen, which leads to lower yield of most of our varieties, drought, general global warming, and also floods. As far back from 2012 to date, you can see that we'll be having a series of floods in the country.
Indeed.
And also, I can say government policy that is not somehow stable in favor of maybe input supply. So all these issues are maybe leading to insecurity of food in the nation.
All right, thank you very much. And how soon will the new price varieties be in circulation, Dr. Sani?
Thank you very much. If you permit me, we have started work on this in Nigeria since 2013.
Okay.
And we have done, because it is it's a transgenic product, it's genetically modified, we have to pass through what we call regulatory trials, which we have done, and we have concluded that. It shows that what we are doing next is submitting dossier to National Biosafety Management Agency so that they can review and evaluate and make public announcements, which will give us environmental release. We are looking towards getting the environmental release, which is called commercial release, but towards the end of this year or early next year. If that is done, the next step is to go to the National Varietal Release Committee, who are going to release the variety to make them available for farmers to produce the grains for consumption. And this we're targeting the end of 2022 to early 2023.
That's still some time.
Yeah, that's about.
And so what happens? We continue to endure the insecurity until 2022, 2023.
Yeah, the good news is that we have been coming on this for so long, and the release of the material is just it's just nearby, just about 1.5 years. You're going to have it in the market, and the farmers can start producing it, and it can help contribute a lot to increasing in the land area that can be used for rice production in the country. And I think from that end, we can be discussing how to move forward from there. The good news about it is that we're not going to focus only on the upland. It's just the beginning. As we advance and we get the environmental release, the gene is going to be moved into the rice produced under irrigation, and the one produced under lowland condition. so that we can at least, Dr. Bashir was talking about 4-5 tons which we are getting under rain-fed condition, where the farmer we're getting about 1 to 2 tons. Now, if we move it into irrigated material, we could go as high as 8 tons per hectare, which shows that we are getting closer to the end of the tunnel of ensuring Nigeria to have good, rice secured Nigeria. All right. Self-sufficiency.
Now, sufficiency is one, but though rice is a staple food in most homes, it is also one of the most expensive, which is a problem. So how will these new varieties help make it more affordable? It's a question I would like both of you to take a shot at, but I'll begin with Dr. Mohammed.
Yeah, actually, Dr. Sani have earlier said it. Most of our land today are not into production because of these challenges.
Okay.
High salinity in the soil, where some lands has been abandoned because of this menace. Drought in the far north, and also farmers not having access to inputs like fertilizer. Okay. So if this variety is released in the country, it will actually address this issue, all these menace, the production factors, and most of the farmers will now embrace their production, and which will generally increase their rice productivity in the country.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Mohammed. Dr. Sani, you will agree with me that this whole thing boils down to the question of Naira and Kobo for the ordinary Nigerian. So, like I said earlier, I would like you to also take a shot at this. How do we arrive at affordability?
Thank you very much, Victor. That's exactly one of the things we are addressing. When you look at the imported rice and you look at the countries where we're importing the rice from, the advantage they have over us is that they have high yielding varieties. And at the end of the day, when you have a high yielding variety, it brings down the cost of production per kilogram of rice. And when we increase the productivity, let's say we are moving the production from 1 ton per hectare to 3 tons per hectare. That has helped to reduce the price by nothing less than 60%. And when you have that reduction in cost of production, it automatically translates into what the rice is sold in the market. And what this is going to do at the end of the day is that it will contribute invariably to the profitability for the farmer, and also secondly to the reduction of cost of production, which will translate, will be transferred onto the customer, to the consumer also. So the price of rice will go down, and it will make the locally produced rice to become competitive with the imported rice. And another issue which is extremely important is the grain quality, which is an issue which I've heard people complain about in the country when I move around.
And so by the way, will this be long grain or short grain or somewhere in between?
So we are targeting the grain quality based on market area. The one we are just doing right now is a grain in between, which is not short and not so long, but long. However, the target is to put the gene in the varieties which have long grain, which most consumers prefer in Nigeria, and at the end of the day, it can compete with the imported rice.
All right, and I'm sure that Nigerians will be salivating at these prospects, even if they have to wait for the next year or two. Dr. Kayode Sani, African Agricultural Technology Foundation Rice Project Manager, thank you for your time and expertise on the program.
Thank you.
An equal measure of thanks to Dr. Bashir Mohammed, Principal Investigator, Newest Rice Project, National Cereal Research Institute, NCRI, Badegi. Thanks for your perspectives. And then Nigeria Today is live every weekday at 7:30 in the evening. But you can watch this and other editions of the program on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. My name is Victor Azo. Thank you for watching.